Good morning, you're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning my guest is Doug Young, who's Executive Vice President with HPS Schönox. Doug, how you doing?
Doing great this morning, Kemp. Thanks.
I wanted to talk to you because you recently had your first distributor meeting in Florence, Alabama. Before we get to that, though, HPS Schönox is a company with an assortment of products that are designed to enhance floor preparation, all the products you need, prepare floors, and to set floors, right?
Yeah, so we have a whole group of products that basically anytime you need to prepare a substrate, it could be adhesives for your product, it could be leveling compounds, skim coats, a whole line of subfloor preparation material, technology that's second to none, the newest technology, different than what else is out on the marketplace today. Our leveling compounds, our powders, our skim coats, that's probably the heart of what we do. But also we offer waterproofing and adhesives and primers and moisture mitigation as well.
Let's talk a little bit about your background. You've been focused in flooring for a long time. You've worked for Shaw, Milliken, Sentiva, and now Schönox. Tell us a little bit about how you got in the business.
For me, I got hooked up with a really good company in Shaw to start out my career and just advanced over the years in Chicago and made a couple of good moves for my career and ended up hooking up with Thomas Trissel at Sentiva. He's a very interesting guy to work with, and so I ended up working for him twice.
Yeah, most people know Thomas. He's a German immigrant, very competitive, and most everything he touches does well. So before we get into the details of the meeting, talk a little bit about what HPS Schönox has built in Florence, Alabama. You've got quite a campus, right?
Yeah, so we opened our brand new facility this year. It opened in the spring. We had our first sales meeting, was our first event in that building back in December. The facility is state-of-the-art. It's a great place to have a meeting like our first annual distributor conference. It's good for not only for business, regular office work, but for any type of training that you need to do. There's a hands-on room where you can have guys get down on the floor on the product, also a classroom, and then for any type of entertaining like a conference would have, there's plenty of space for that. It's an excellent facility, and we're glad to have it.
I've toured it. It's ultra-modern, and the space is flexible inside. You can push things around and have big open spaces for training. So let's talk about this meeting and talk about who came.
As I mentioned, it's our first annual distributor conference. We had all of our distributor partners from all across the country come in. This meeting was a little bit different than maybe a typical conference or sales meeting. We wanted this meeting to be really focused more on business principles and how to succeed in our industry more so than product focus. The title of the meeting was called Pathways to Profitability. The main purpose of the whole thing was really to build camaraderie among not only our team, our internal team, but between our team and our distributor partners, and then amongst the partners themselves. Instead of us getting down and demonstrating product, it was all about getting guys energized, inspired to go out there and really broadcast the message of HPS Schönox. We spent a lot of time and money and resources to bring everybody in, and I couldn't have been happier with the way it turned out. I think the response has been fantastic.
So at this meeting you had your distributors. I know it's taken a year or two to develop a strong group of distributors. You've gotten that done. You bring them into this brand new facility, and then you have programs and speakers. I know one of your speakers was the postman from Cheers. What's his name?
So that's John Ratzenberger. Most people know him as Cliff Clavin from Cheers. What most people don't know about John is he has a message that he travels around the country and gets in front of as many groups as he can. And basically his message is the importance of maintaining a strong base of skilled craftsmen and tradesmen, people who work with their hands. Basically his message is there's really a shortage now of young, up-and-coming skilled craftsmen in all trades. Our trade happens to be flooring, but this is the same for all trades, especially the building trades. So he travels all around the country kind of spreading the message of, hey, we need to really encourage our good, young, bright, young people to enter the trades and to get the proper training so that we have skilled workers that will take us into the next century.
Now, let's talk about the growth of this program and a little bit of the history, too. I guess it was about 2 years ago that TMT America got involved with HPS Schönox. I know that the sales figures have been strong. Talk a little bit about your growth and penetration into the market.
Well, as far as the growth in sales, it's been tremendous. I mean, their growth has been explosive, especially over the last couple of years, and that's great. But we've also forecasted that we would grow explosively, so we've done that. We've exceeded that, and that goes without saying. I think the bigger impact that I feel like we have made in our industry is we come at this business from a little bit of a different background. Maybe we have a different take on things. Maybe we have a little bit different way of looking at things. So for us, I feel like we've really made an impact in our industry. I feel like when we go to, whether it be a trade show or an industry event, we no longer stand there and people walk up to us and don't know who we are. I mean, everybody has heard the name Schönox, especially in the subfloor industry. They've probably either used our products or competed against our products. We have several products that are completely unique to the industry. With our synthetic gypsum technology in our self-leveling compounds, this is a product, a technology that is new, has been perfected by Schönox in Germany, and is just gaining a foothold here in the United States. It's a product that solves a bunch of different subfloor issues that basically anybody that's laying floors has come across at one point or another. Typically when we have conversations on whether it be at a job site or an event, once we demonstrate the product, tell them how it can be used, those customers at the very least want to try it, and usually once they try it, we have a customer for life.
So you feel like the distributors left this meeting charged up and energized to continue to grow the program?
Yeah, everybody in that room who we invited from our distributor partners, those were all the principals or the owners of the businesses. They weren't local sales reps necessarily. We did have a couple, but most of the people that were there were the leaders of these businesses. And that's the main focus and the main purpose that we wanted to accomplish with these guys, is just get them energized, inspired, feel good about the fact that they're partnered with HPS Schönox, and obviously go out and sell more.
All right, great, Doug. It's good to catch up with you again. I've been talking to Doug Young, who's Executive Vice President with HPS Schönox, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.